Hello everyone, this is Mini Metro. This is made by Dinosaur Polo Club, who are a New Zealand developer, and they made this game about subway simulation, kind of. As you can see, it looks like a subway map, and they made this prototype last year during Ludum Dare 26 called Mind the Gap, and it looked a lot like this, actually. It looked very similar. Um, and it was a ton of fun. It was basically like a really small management game where you had to build these like subway lines and stations and manage like passengers getting from one station to another. And so so they put it up on Steam Greenlight. It got greenlit at the speed of light, and now they are in early access, which was just released today. I think it's $7 on the Steam store. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's $7. Um, and yeah, it's actually really cool. It reminds me a lot of just taking the blue line in Chicago downtown and how everything has to be super clean and orderly in these maps, and the train is just not like that at all. But anyways, so as you can see, these are the stations. Like the shapes that pop up represent the different stations, and you click to build subway lines. You just like click and drag to build them, and you can see this little cart right here is carrying some circles over to the triangle station, and the goal of the game is to get the most passengers delivered. It's just kind of like a high score hunt, but it's a lot of fun actually, because it gets really hard to micromanage. And like as you can see, I have a ridiculous amount of stations here, so doing this isn't really like a good idea because it's just too much. So when you go down here and you click this little button, you can see that I have other lines that I can use. So I'll click on red and build a red line over here so that it's a little more efficient, and it's shorten down the yellow line so there's not as much traffic. And then next to the colors you can see this little locomotive engine and then a carriage. This represents how many cars you can have. So like right now I have one, which represents the blue line. I'm pretty sure I can test that right now. Yeah, that's the blue line. Oh yeah, and so at the end of every week, there's a time counter, by the way, up in the top right. At the end of every week, you get an upgrade, and you get one locomotive, so you can like make a line more efficient if it's super long, and then you can choose an upgrade. So I can get either a carriage, which would make one of these have two cars and carry more passengers, or I can get more tunnels, which lets me build through rivers and makes things a little easier. I'm gonna go for that because you get two of those, and it makes things a lot easier, especially in cities like this one. I think I'm doing London right now. Paris has like a ton of these awful rivered things, and it's horrible. It makes it really difficult to manage because you always want to get, like, you think you should get tunnels, but there are times when you know that getting a carriage would like save your game, so you kind of have this always present hectic feeling of like what do I need to get, what do I need to build, like when should I get this upgrade or anything like that. But you don't really have time to like pause the game and optimize your build because it's always going. There are always people that need to be delivered to these different stations, so you kind of just have to wing it, which I think is pretty interesting. I generally don't like games like that, only because it just makes it so hectic, and I never feel like I actually accomplish anything because I feel like I didn't have enough time to strategize. Whereas in Civ, I could take an hour doing a move, but it actually kind of makes. I feel like that's one of the best parts of this game, to be honest. It's it adds a kind of like charm that makes it feel more like a subway. Like it makes it feel more like a subway management game in comparison to Sim City or or what's that other game? Transport Tycoon. Yeah, Transport Tycoon. Um, so but it's also like it's pretty calming. Like you never really feel like oh shit, I'm about to lose. Crap. No. Well, that's what I get for talking and not paying attention. Um, yeah, it's you never like even though you can feel like you're about to lose a lot, it doesn't ever really feel um, stressful to lose. Like it never really feels like losing is a bad thing. It's just kind of like ah crap, I screwed up. But you also realize how you screw up. Since the stations are randomly generated, I can play London again, and I won't have that same map. So I won't go like, man, I should have paid more attention to this station or that station, since they all spawn in different areas anyways. But you do learn from the gameplay, and that's not to say that it's just kind of luck of the draw, because uh, you do learn from like your station placement and I just did a map, or I just did a game on New York City before I started this stream, where I built like a loop, like there was like 5 stations, and I just built it so that one of the lines was like in a full like loop, and so it was super efficient because it was 5 different shapes, 5 different stations, and that was the loop, and it was like none of them ever got crowded. But then I had so many other stations popping up, I had to like break the loop and extend it, and that screwed me over because that made that train so much longer that people that were originally in that loop were waiting a lot longer. So it's really just a matter of learning how to optimize your stations through like many different plays of the game. It's almost like a roguelike a roguelike subway simulator game. Um, but yeah, it's oh, and another thing I think I just noticed is I'm doing Paris right now, and I am definitely more zoomed in on this area of the map than I was last time I played Paris. Last time it was zoomed out a lot more because there was more like rivers I had to deal with, which just totally like I lost in like a week. I got like one upgrade, and then like 2 days after that I failed because I had almost no tunnels left. But um, yeah, it's a really cool game. It's like the style of it is really what will make it stand out, especially on the Steam store. Um, because the whole like you could take a screenshot from one of any moment of the gameplay, and it'll look like a subway map, minus the moving carriages. Although I really wish they had that on subway maps. Um, it's hold on. No, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Let's go up to the triangle and then go back to the circle and the square. I think that'll work. I've noticed also that a good idea is to kind of have the most central station have a lot of lines go to it, and then kind of sprawl out. Uh, because not because they spawn more in the center station, but because it's the quickest place for all your trains to get to. Because the trains move at the same speed as you can see, but travel time actually is something you have to take into account once you start playing this a lot more. Because if you have like this I'm not sure about the fact that this green line up here goes to the triangle, because that's such a long time without a station, but it might be a good idea. I can't tell. Blue's pretty short. Let's extend blue up there. Yeah, so anyways, you do have to take travel time into account for the carriages, because it can be really difficult to tell what's going to work. And like doing things like this always sucks too, where you have two of the same stations, because people get off, like these are the people that are like in the station queue, or like waiting on the platform. And if you have like four circles in a row, then the train's just going to be stopping and picking up so many people, and it's not even going to be worth it, because uh, like you have, say you have like 5 squares at this station. If there's a bunch of circle stops, then your train's just going to get full. You're not going to be able to pick up people. And as you can see right here, even 2 circles is getting a little daunting. Like there's a pretty big queue here. So, God, look at all these freaking circles. This is ridiculous. There are 6 on this part of the map. I can't even deal with that. Oh my God, you're kidding. Seriously? Now I have to use a tunnel to get one of them. I guess I'll go blue. Alright. This is having a lot of trouble, this station. I need to get either another line over there or something. Let's throw that. Oh crap, that's right. I'm not quite sure. I really wish they would come up with error messages on these, because I think I can't, like one line can't go directly perpendicular through another line. They can go alongside it, because as you can see, I can like connect up here. Which I only want to connect to the triangle up there. And then, I don't have any tunnels, do I? Oh, I have 3? Okay, sweet. That's inefficient. Let's do this. Let's do that. That works. Yeah, you know, I think another line is in order here. Light blue. Man, that's a really bad... It's a really cool looking color, but it's a really bad color for a subway station. The light blue line. Let's go more circular. Let's go there. Oh, crap. Okay. Let's try that. Let's go to the square here. Let's try that. This is a problem. I'm really worried about that. This freaking station, man. I don't get what's going on with that. Is it just because there's so many circles in that vicinity that it just... no one gets to where they need to go? Oh, could I have blue loop? Yes, that's great. That's actually really good. Let me extend this circle in and then do that. That's really cool, because then they can just go straight through and the train doesn't have to loop. Like, it doesn't have to hit the end and then go all the way back through all those stations. Although I don't even think it's going to make it on time. But I have an extra carriage, so that's good. Oof. Oh, what? There's still too many? Man. Ah, and look at that. That car was right about to get there. Unbelievable. They also have this screenshot thing, which is awesome. I love games that let you take pictures. Big ups. Big ups. So I think these cities are... they grade them out. I actually... they all look really cool. I really want to try... what was it? Which one was it? I think it was Cairo. I really want to try Cairo, because I think the rivers make it really interesting to have to do tunnels. Just like in Paris, how this is, as you can see, this is the full map in Paris, and like when that game I just played, only like a small square of it was there. So I wonder if they just kind of like randomize how big it is or something. I'm gonna play New York and let's find out. Yeah, see, that's not what the minimap previewed on New York. That's a different thing. And I also played New York earlier, and the same thing happened. I had like a lower view than this one. I didn't have this upper part. I really hope there are no stations on these islands, because that's going to take 2 bridges, or 2, I think they're bridges on this map. They change between bridges and tunnels. Can kind of get annoying. But, come on, go away. Go away. Get out of here. Okay. Yeah, so this is the time thing. It's not really something you need to keep an eye on. I kind of glance at it every so often to see what day it is, because the upgrades come on Sunday. But you don't really need to like keep an eye on it. At least I don't think so. At least for the majority of it. I wonder if that means does this white line mean it's not going to that station? Come on, get out. Huh, it does. Okay. Let's have that one loop. Look at that. Perfect line. I think I might do green just to... There's too many triangle stations here. Could do that, and then there. Will that work? I guess so. Because now we have to throw this station in. I really want to see someone get really good at this game, just because I want to see what a railroad system looks like after like 60 or 90 in-game days. Like the best I ever got was in London, and it was like something like I unloaded 680 passengers in like 38 days or something like that, and I got like really lucky with that. I didn't even optimize that. Like that was my second or third game of this ever. And but like I want to see what someone's lines. I'm sure it's just a total mess. Like a giant thing, because you can't like they give you the option to delete lines. Like if you click on it, it'll highlight all of them and you can like delete them all, but it doesn't. Oops, well that just became the purple line. But it doesn't like I don't know how to explain it. Like it doesn't really help. There's no reason to delete them all because you're just screwed. Because then you have to rebuild the whole line and spend time thinking about like, okay, what's the best way to do this part of the line? But like you don't have time for that, because as you can see, I deleted that line and this station's jammed up like crazy, and you're screwed. So it just gets really difficult and really hard to manage, but it's like a good stress. It's like it's not annoying to me that you don't have time to plan, because there's not like a lot to think about. There's not a lot to micromanage. This game is complex in its simplicity, but it's not like Civ. Like you don't need to rush in Civ because there's a lot of stuff to manage. There's a lot of things to think about, like who am I going to battle next? What kind of victory do I want to keep going for? Like what should I research in this town? What should I build here? Where should I move these armies? Like that takes a long time to plan. If that game was timed, it would be terrible. But since it's not, it makes the whole experience a lot better. Whereas with a subway management game like this, where people are always taking the trains and you always have to have construction all the time, it should be timed. It makes it feel a lot more like a subway, and makes you realize that when there's construction at your stop, you shouldn't be that pissed, because there's probably no better way to do it. Let's get some bridges. I need to get this station in. Although I don't... Oh god, I don't want to do it on that line. I can do it on red. Oh my god, that makes it so long. And I used both of my bridges getting that station. That is awful. That is downright awful. See this plus sign? They do these weird symbols like this sometimes. I think these are meant to be like VIPs, because there's usually like one station of them in any game I've played. Okay, watch this. Here we go. We're going to do square, triangle. I don't want to do 3 circles in a row, but I'm probably going to end up having to. I have a 4th line, too. I could just do something with that, but I don't have any bridges, which makes things a lot more hard. A lot harder. No, go back. Go back. Go back, go back, go back. Go back. There. There. And then blue. Actually, I wonder if blue is self-sufficient like that. Well, no, because there's going to be dudes popping up here. Man, that would have been crazy. Can do that. Should probably triangle, then cross, and then that. This is awful though. Like this is totally going to be my downfall, this blue line. Because like this straightaway right here takes forever, as you can see, this cart. And these stupid circles keep popping up, so I'm going to have like 12 circle stations on this stop. I wonder, they do have 2 other modes in this that are going to be called, the one's called Zen mode and one's called, I think one's like a super difficult mode. I really wonder if that mode is going to be like every single station is a different shape, so that you just like, you can't screw up. Like you have to have really good lines, otherwise no one will ever be able to get where they need to go. Okay, with this 5th line, I think I'm gonna make like a big loop on the main island here, so that it looks like, well, I can't do that. I can do this and that, triangle, and then just loop it, just straight up loop it. That might work. Ugh, this is bad. This stupid freaking blue line. I knew it. I freaking knew this was going to be a problem. And now, like, the mainland is all screwed up, and I, like, right now I want to delete, like, I want to delete this purple line so badly, but I know that, like, since it's at this station and the train's coming in, like, soon, I don't want to get rid of it because I know I'll just screw it up in some way. And I don't even know how to change it, too. Like, I want to delete it because I know I can make it better, but I don't know how to change it, so why would I delete it? The red line is freaking messed up, too. And the green line doesn't even make sense. Like, ugh, this is bad. Oh my god, the blue line. Do I have a carriage? I have a carriage. Get on there. I don't even know how to optimize. Oh, are you serious, dude? What? Why didn't it pick those guys up? So lame. Whatever. I really wonder why that happened. Is that like a bug or something? Because I dropped it right there and I saw the thing stop at this station and it only picked up like 4. I can see like 4 people in there. Huh, weird. Well, oh well. Anyways, some other facts about this game I probably should have mentioned earlier is that it's coming out for Windows. It's going to be coming to iOS and Android, which is awesome. I'm totally going to get this on iOS. And yeah, it's up on early access right now, and you can get it for $7. It's going to have all of the cities you can see here, but only 3 are done right now. The other 5 will be coming soon, and hopefully there's more, but there's already a lot of longevity in this game. Yeah, here's the 2 extra modes. They'll also be coming out soon, and yeah, there's a couple. The night mode is pretty cool because it dims everything, like it makes it easier to play this game in the dark, and it still looks gorgeous. The colorblind mode I haven't played with, but I think it's great that they offer it. I mean, anything that makes the game more accessible is always a plus. And obviously it's got Steam Cloud, which is good. More games need to use that. And with the random generation, like that's the best thing to me is how the cities are like randomly generated, or the not the cities but the stations, because that just makes things so much more complex and deep. So yeah. Anyways, Dinosaur Polo Club Mini Metro, go grab it right now. It's on Steam. Thanks a lot. Bye.